Hi, guys. Earlier this week, we had a planetary alignment. Up in the sky, you could see Saturn and Uranus and Mars and Mercury and Jupiter and one more that I cannot remember, all lined up in the sky. And this, I consider that a medium big deal, or like kind of not a big deal, but the last two planetary alignments like that actually did have important stuff happen. The first thing, the most recent one took place during the solar eclipse on April the 8th. And then the one previous to that was the day that Roe v. Wade was overturned. So we all kind of, at least for me, was looking at what's going on with this planetary alignment this time. And I found this article on a blog and I thought, oh, I bet that this was it. But I didn't know if I should make a video about it, but somebody just posted about it in my Facebook group, and I thought, okay, no, we'll talk about it. Okay, this is what just happened. Okay, we just discovered that NIH scientists made $710 million in royalties from drug makers and then tried to hide this fact. Okay, I'm just going to read you a little bit from this post from the New York Post. During the pandemic, the American people started to feel that big government was very cozy with big pharma. Now we know just how close they were. New data from the National Institute of Health reveal the agency and its scientists collected $710 million in royalties during the pandemic from late 2021 through 2023. These are payments made by private companies like pharmaceuticals to license medical innovations from government scientists. Almost all of that cash, $690 million, went to the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, the sub-agency led by Dr. Anthony Fauci and 260 of its scientists. Information about this vast private royalty complex is tightly held by the National Institutes of Health. The organization OpenTheBooks.com was forced to sue to uncover the royalties paid from September 9th to October of 2021, which amounted to over $325 million, over 56,000 transactions. They sued a second time with Judicial Watch to find out the rest of this. Payments skyrocketed during the pandemic era. Those years saw more than double the amount of cash flow to NIH from the private sector compared to the prior 12 years combined. All told, it is $1.036 billion. It is unclear if any of the COVID vaccine royalties from Pfizer and Moderna, the latter of which settled with NIH by agreeing to pay $400 million, is even included in these numbers. NIH isn't saying. So they're not even being upfront about this. Now on Monday, so this happened shortly before the planetary alignment, and Fauci just testified on Monday, basically during this alignment. So I love this. He spent years scoffing at questions and potential conflicts of interest between COVID policymakers who relentlessly pushed vaccines and recipients of private royalties. And it turns out he received a bunch of those, and also, I love this, he's been misspelling words to evade scrutiny, and so that if people FOIA, that they won't find his emails. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's just double check this. Let's see. Yeah, the scientists have covered up the discussions of the virus's origin. I don't know if you guys saw that that a thing came out a couple of weeks ago about how the 6 feet distancing was completely made up and had absolutely no scientific basis for it, which of course anyone scientifically literate already knew that, but they just had to come out and say it at last. And to me, all of this is extremely significant. Is it as significant as Roe v. Wade? Probably not, but I don't know, because guess what? The events of 2020 and beyond have altered the course of history. They've altered the course of our economy. They've altered the course of millions and millions and millions of lives. Like, people truly died. People truly suffered. And it's ongoing, because how many of us know people that died from the V? And how many of us know people who have severe and ongoing side effects from it? Because I know a ton of them. So many people in my actual life. My grandfather got the shot, and he got it on a Tuesday, and then On a Thursday, he went back to the hospital, and the same nurse that gave him the shot admitted him, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't expect to see you here so soon. You were just fine the other day." Well, then he was not fine, and then he had a turbo cancer, and then he passed from it, and it was a horrible affair. And my husband's grandparents got it and had immediate side effects as well. And like, even the ones that weren't immediate, another grandparent got it, and 2 weeks later, her knee started giving way, and which is, I mean, like tendonitis and tendon issues and joint rupture can all be linked to those things. We are dealing with widespread casualties of this event. And during this planetary alignment, the man who is so culpable in this event has taken center stage. And I don't think it's a coincidence. So I'm so intrigued by that. There's no big press about this, um, because I think everybody should be aware of all of it, like that he is the man behind the gain of function research, and that he lied about it, and that he was, yeah, is misspelling words on purpose to evade FOIA. It says that he was hiring couriers, so like he would handwrite stuff and then pay a guy to go take it to other people so that they couldn't have a record and no paper trail of all of the nefarious deeds he was up to. And then he made $1 bazillion off of it, off of you. There they are, um, assaulting not just the American public, but the entire planet. Like they have done irreparable damage to our entire way of life. I have a friend who is a high up official at a major bank. And I've said this story before, but at Thanksgiving some years ago, this person was asked, how long will it take for our economy to recover? And he just said, whoa, what is wrong with you? Like, there is no recovery from this, okay? We flushed the toilet, and now everything is just gonna circle around the drain, And he just said, how long is it gonna take before we actually like go down the pipe? I don't know, but we're circling the drain and it's not coming back. And that is the thought that often comes into my mind about these kinds of things. Just yesterday, or that's not true. A couple of days ago, though, in the past week, I was thinking about how 10,000 baby boomers are retiring every single day. Okay, every single day, and they will be for the next couple of years, and they have been for the past couple of years. Okay, 10,000 every day. People removing themselves from the workforce and expecting to live off of their own savings and then payments made by younger Americans. And I thought, okay, but how many people are expected to enter the workforce? How many people are entering the workforce every day? And I found some numbers on it and I like did the math. It was something like 8 million new work members in the next 10 years. Like it gave me the 10-year period, and I mathed it out and found that we're looking at 2,100 new people entering the workforce every day. So 10,000 people retiring, 2,000 people entering. Can we see the problem here? But let's make the problem even more extreme, because half of those workers are women, and they need to be having children if they are not going to continue this crisis that the baby boomers are exacerbating right now, this depopulation crisis. Like, who is going to pay for everybody during their aging? I mean, I don't know. We're looking at a huge economic disaster, and how long will it take to hit? I don't know, but it is already hitting, and we can all feel it. All of it, we know. It might not be in the news, and our president might say that things are just fine and it's all in our heads, but we know the truth because we're living that truth. We are living it. We go to Walmart and see how much the prices have risen, okay? At my local grocery store, the salami that my kids like to eat used to be $3.99, then it was $4.99, then it was $6.49. Now it is $7.99 for a package, and this has been since like COVID. So we're talking like 4 years. It's basically doubled in price, and so has everything, and we all know it. And will it get better? I don't know. But let's bring it back to the theme of this summer, which is we need to be forces of stability in an unstable world. And in praying about it, what I felt, oh, I have my little notes right here. That's so good. I didn't even plan that. I just didn't clean it up from last time. We need to focus on our physical health, our emotional peace, cultivating better relationships, and experiencing more abundance through self-reliance. And so I want to talk about that just really quickly because I think it's really key. I think that we as a culture, and then also as individuals, you know, especially in the age of social media, the concept of abundance has always been very seductive for everybody. We all want abundance. Um, oh, yeah? Okay, hold on. So, anyway, through all of history, everybody has wanted to be abundant. Of course, we all want that. Uh, in the olden days, I read how in like the Middle Ages, their idea of utopia basically was this land where eggs would walk themselves from the chickens to the peasants, and animals would poop in buckets instead of just like in their stall, so that the peasants didn't have to like get the eggs and like muck the stalls. People have always dreamed of being able to basically lounge about all day and eat as much as they want. Okay. And we a little bit as a society have really realized that dream. Um you know, we don't have to actually go out and cultivate our own crops. Typically, we can go to the store and buy pre-made food and lounge about and eat it and not have to cook it. And video just died. So my internet just cut out, and I don't know if I lost all of that previous stuff, but we're just going to test it and see. The point is that abundance, where we just get to lounge about all day and do nothing, is what people have always dreamed of. We finally realized it, and guess what? It makes us sick. It makes us overweight. It makes us unhappy. It destroys our relationships because we're not connecting with each other. We're not connecting with our bodies. We're not connecting with the earth. Real abundance is not being able to sit around. Real abundance is we find it through self-reliance and being able to provide for ourselves. So that is what I believe our focus really needs to be this summer. Okay, I'm going to end this video, and we'll see you tomorrow.